try this again. Hi Rebels, it's Kelly from the Great Rebellion, here with the 2011 Hots and Knots list as voted by you, our forum members. Well, let's start with the knots. Or should I say the heartache, the headaches, and the oh no's that Mattel gave us throughout the year. First up was in February with our friend King Hiss and Reverse Shoulders. Mattel didn't learn their lesson after the Roberto incident of October 2010. We got a second figure with Reverse Shoulders. Yes, I know this is just the top part of King Hiss, because I'm displaying him with his snake head. But, as you can see, these are Reverse Shoulders. Easily repaired if you follow the tutorials by Chris from Hunter Knight Customs or Hebro from the He-Man.org website. Easy fixes, thank God. Then in August, we had the missing Manny, as in Manny Faces. Subholders received pre-authorization on their credit cards from Megator, but no Manny. In fact, the invoices didn't even say Manny. When subholders started bringing this up to both Digital River and Mattel, it took about a week. Well, more like 2 or 3 days, for them to realize Mattel forgot to tell Digital River that this guy, Manny, was supposed to be included in the subscriptions for August. So credit cards got pre-authorized, and many people found themselves in a little bit of trouble because their cards were pre-authorized for Megator, and when Digital River went back to charge for the correct Megator and Manny, they were receiving your subscription has been canceled notices. And it took some people up to 2 months to receive credit back on their credit cards for the Megator. Oops. Last happened in November with Swifty. Over half of the Swift ones that went out had problems with this part of their legs. Either they received 2 left legs, 2 right legs, or correct. You had a 1 in 3 shot of getting the right Swift one. But the biggest oops of the year went to Manny. Too many heartaches and worrying about canceled subscriptions, wrong charges. Our forum members said this was the biggest oops. Honorable mention has to go out to Demo Man, who missed the boat. He was supposed to be the December figure. Here it is, December 31st. Demo Man is still not in the country. Supposedly, according to Scott Toy Guru, he'll be coming in sometime next week. I guess he forgot his passports. Well, let's go on. Now to a category that's dear to my heart. Cartoons. I still have fond memories of running home from school, hoping only to miss 1 or 2 minutes, normally 10, of my favorite tunes. And 2011 brought them all back. Starting with the Hub Network. They first brought us back with Transformers Generation 1 early in the morning. Then at night, their CGI Transformers Prime series, where we followed Ratchet, Bumblebee, RC, and Optimus Prime as they do battle against Megatron and Starscream. Interesting fact, for those who don't know, the voices of Megatron and Optimus Prime are the original voices from the 80s tune, which makes it a little easier for those who don't care for the CGI but want to follow it anyway. Next, the Hub brought us G.I. Joe. Again, like with Transformers, they're airing the original 80s version. But then at night, G.I. Joe Renegades follows Scarlet Duke, Ripcord, Roadblock, and Tunnel Rat as they try and clear their names after a bombing happened at Cobra Laboratories. Yes, in this series, Cobra is a legitimate company with evil undertones. We discover how Destro got his mask, Zarkan got his ability to change disguises at will, and how G.I. Joe met Shipwreck, Doc, Junkyard and Mutt, Breaker, and many other characters. We see the rivalry start between Flint and Duke, and how they became a unit. It's sad to say that the Hub Network has canceled the series after one season. Hasbro wants to dedicate more of its funds to G.I. Joe the movie. Hopefully after the movie is released, they'll return to G.I. Joe Renegades, for it is a very good series. If you haven't checked it out, it's worth looking for. Last, the Hub Network brought us this. I should turn it this way so you can see our cutie mark. My Little Pony. I know some people are saying that's a girly show. No, it isn't. Hasbro made sure that the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is not too girly and captures the hearts of everyone. As 6 ponies learn the true meaning of friendship, they also did another flashback to the 80s, which I thought was really cool. Remember at the end of all those 80s cartoons, we'd have our lesson that was taught through the whole episode recap? Well, My Little Pony goes back to that as they write letters to the princess telling what they learned about friendship. And the reason why I say this is no longer a girly thing, as you can see, this little pony is all sculpted. Tune accurate, even down to her cutie mark. Yeah, you can still get the My Little Ponies with the hair, but they have the sculpted ones and the blind bag ones, which toy collectors are really digging. Then we go over to Nickelodeon, who brought us back in Voltron, Defender of the Universe. In Voltron Force, we still follow the original 5 characters, Princess Allura, Keith, Lance, Pidge, and Hunk, but they're joined by 3 cadets as they defend Aris from King, yes, I said it, King Lotor, and Wade. Pretty cool. They do pay a lot of nods to their 80s cartoon, dedicating one whole episode where a fan had all of the 80s costumes on display, even down to the Castle of Lions looking like the 80s. And in the season finale, they brought Sven back. And at the very end, when they were putting him in the Hall of Heroes, they put the picture of Sven as he was dressed in the 80s cartoon. Pretty nice touch. Then we had Cartoon Network. Can't forget Thundercats. Even though we don't see the 80s version, I don't miss it. I looked back on it and said, I really liked that then. The new version turns around, follows Lionel, Chitara, Tigra, Panthro, Wily Kit, and Cat as they have to recover their kingdom. The lizards defeated King Claudius and kicked them out. And we're seeing how technology is brought into the cats' lives and some insight into some personal stuff. such as the brotherly rivalry over Chitara, because they both have the hots for her. Who will she pick? The season finale left us guessing. So, what did you, our forum members, pick as the tune of the year? Give me Sight Beyond Sight, because it was Thundercats. And Joe made sure no one missed an episode, throwing up the signal every Friday night when there was a new episode. I do want to give an honorable mention to Young Justice, which also airs on Cartoon Network. It's a nice little nod going back to the Super Friends, which aired in the 70s and 80s, showing how they formed. Well, not how the original ones formed, how the new league is forming. With Robin, Aqualad, Kid Flash, Artemis, and Miss Martian. That's also worth checking out if you have time. So let's go on. We have other things that really stood out in 2011. Let's take a look at the vehicles that came out for Masters of the Universe. I mean, we had some nice nods, especially if you were able to find them. Hot Wheels decided to put out a nostalgia collection and to start it all off, you guessed it, was Masters. Hard to find, worth looking for. But the vehicle that I didn't even have to do a poll on, that I know was the vehicle of the year, came out in December, it was supposed to be out in October, was this. I've got the Wind Raider. What a cool addition to any collection of Masters of the Universe. I got to see this in San Diego and in New York Comic-Cons, but looking at it behind glass does not do it any justice. Holding this is unbelievable. It is massive. And Ahmad Crespo, you are lucky that you won this from us. Enjoy it, because I had fun, especially with cats and little dogs chasing them with the Wind Raider. I just hope Adam doesn't crash it like he did with his parents' car. You know, the Chariot. In 2011, Mattel made sure Masters of the Universe fans had 4 worthwhile beasts to add to their collection, starting off in February with this. Shadow Beast, with elements of both Filmation and MYP influences in the sculpt done by the 4 Horsemen. Pretty cool. Prefer him in purple. Then, our second quarter beast was one that people have been waiting for a while. 2009 San Diego, at the Manny panel, fans were able to vote on whether or not Panther should be flocked or unflocked. And the decision was an unflocked Panther. Beautifully sculpted, fully articulated. I don't think the flocking would have done anything really for him, because it would have hidden some of the details. Then, our third quarter figure was this big guy in August. Megator. Coming with an extra head. As you can see, my Powers of Grayskull collection I do keep on card. Not really big into that part of the line, but doesn't mean I don't want them. I'm just keeping them because I don't play with them. Our last figure is Swifty. When I first saw just his helmet sculpt in the showcase window at San Diego Comic-Con, I knew we had certain rights coming our way. The colors are tune accurate with a little bit more detail, such as on his chest armor. But the Four Horsemen did a great job making us the first horse / unicorn in the Masters of the Universe line and giving She-Ra her beloved steed. Just wish the chest plate would have come off, then I could have Swift. I could have my spirit. But galloping in to our hearts as this year's Beast of the Year has to be Swiftwind. Can't wait to see how they're going to reuse the sculpt. We already know the wings are part of the Griffin, which will be released in 2012, as well as the body of Battle Cat being used for the Griffin. Supposedly, we'll see at Toy Fair how they redid the wing coloring, because many people did not like how the Griffin wings were colored. So Beastman is getting his own steed, or Griffin, and will be the first non-leader to get his pet. Well, let's take a look at the bonus figures that we got. Well, we of course got Battle Armor, Skeletor. Pretty cool. Wish he still had that rolling dial. Make it a little easier to change the chest plate. But he can go back. Most people didn't mind that. One that I know a lot of people have been waiting for many years. Blonde Bikini Teela, or now known as Battlegrounds Teela. Yes, boys, her top does remove. And no, I'm not doing the strip show. We also got Hurricane Hordak with the first vacuum metal plating done in the series. Many people love it. I know on mine, I have to be careful every once in a while. Some of it will flake off. If you're not sure about it, check out Pixel Dan's review on Hurricane Hordak. He does talk about the problem with some of this gold flaking off. Our exclusive for subholders, Pre-Eternian disguised He-Man, or He-Man at least exploring his feminine side with a dress. And then we had our San Diego exclusive that only took 29 years for us to get. Her Majesty Queen Marlena with Cringer. If you were lucky enough to get it at San Diego, this is what you got. But if you waited till their post-San Diego sale, you had Captain Marlena Glenn with Cringer. But either way you got it, you got all the parts to show her in both outfits. And last but not least, I know I took her bubble armor off because I'm on the verge of making my perfect She-Ra. But Bubble Power She-Ra with the new sculpt, with the legs, so we can put her on Swifty. And the winner, as voted by you, is Her Majesty. 29 years we waited for her, and now our royal family is finally complete. The nice thing I like about Queen Marlena, and I hope they do this in the future when they look at the fashion fantasies that were part of the pop line, is that her dress is removable. So those who want to display her as Her Royal Highness can, or if they want to show her as the captain, they can. So it will be nice to see if they reuse this technology for those fancy fashions. Just love cringe too much. Well, that brings us to our next part, the announcements of the year. In 2011, we had a lot of big news heading our way. First, with the formation of the Power and Honor Foundation in order to preserve the concept art and history of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. Second, came from us. We started our own website and forum, and if you haven't joined, it's not too late. And we also had one more announcement from Mattel. Well, two. First, a special commemorative line of Masters of the Universe figures. 6 brand new figures never seen before. Photog, which was the Create a Character winner back in 1987, will finally be made, with 2 new entries from Mattel employees, Terry and Scott. We already know Scott is giving us the Mighty Spector. We also have one coming from the 4 Horsemen, Dragonmon, which really looks cool. A Create Your Own contest, and I can't remember who the 6th figure will be from. So that line looks pretty cool. But what really, really shocked everyone was when at San Diego, in the middle of the Maddie panel, Scott, Toy Guru, took out his iPhone and played this. That's right. That music everyone knows. We finally have donation rights. And that was voted on as the announcement of the year, hands down.
We're really getting the big stuff. So 2012, everyone knows is the 30th anniversary. So we're premiering here for the first time the final logo for the 30th. There it is, in all its glory. And you'll see that on all consumer products, figures, lunch boxes, the DVDs. Yes! Potential buckets we can have going. We can look at the golden books, we can look at the magazines, we can look at Jetlag. Where we cannot look is the 87 movie.
Every Masters of the Universe fan, Princess of Power fan, can't believe figures that we'd have to ask to be custom made, such as Shadow Weaver here, which Chris from Hunter Knight did a wonderful job, is now part of the line. In fact, this girl is the 2012 sub exclusive. And you can have your chance of winning her. Well, not this version, what Mattel's putting out on our forums. More details to come. Now, we had a lot of figures come out this year. So let's take a look at them. And I might not be showing them in the order that they came out. Of course, one that everyone had been waiting for. Faceless one, Evelyn's daddy. Adding to our Horde collection, we have Leech and the first female of the Horde, Catra. We have Fluffle. Anyone for some crab? Our King Hiss with corrected shoulders. Thanks, Hunter, for showing us how to do it. And his alternate head. Pretty cool. Got to play with snakes. And I'm not a snake girl. For our Praetorian or Powers of Grayskull line, Vicor, directly from the concept art. You can check it out in the Power and Honor catalog. Joining our rebellion, Bo. And of course I have his Toon face on, because that was the Bo I loved. And it seems like the one my cat loves. Joining our ranks for the first time, from the New Adventures line, Icarus, Icarius, aka Flipshot. I think everyone's going to be calling him Flipshot, even if his name is Icarius. Then, we also had a few of our traditional figures come into the line. We have Cyclone with his boomerang, or you could put it on his back if you wanted more of a cartoon look to him. A little bright, but still love him. Of course, our friend Manny, that came with the alternative head with the ortho face. But I try and keep my original as close to what I remember. And then Snout Spot. This character could be displayed with either your regular Masters of the Universe or those who followed Princess of Power. No, his only Filmation debut was on She-Ra with the big machines attacking. And mine is starting to show its wear from play. So, what was the winner of this year, as voted on by you? Flipshot, with the Val Kilmer head. Though it could also pass as Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was younger. So, that was our figure of the year. Stay tuned to find out what our theme for 2011 was. We had 32 different themes that our forum members could vote on, but 2 surpassed them all. First, 80s week. Guess none of us want to grow up. And last, Transformers week. Honorable mentions have to go to Thundercats week and G.I. Joe week. Since the 2011 Hots and Knots list, voted by you, our forum members. You can still join the Great Rebellion by logging in on our website and registering for the forums. Join us on Facebook, register for our points, and join all the different contests. I hope everyone has a happy and safe New Year, and I can't wait for 2012. Bye!